All right, here we go, guys. Episode 85. And this is a SmackDown episode and the Good Old Wrestling Podcast. Here on YouTube, follow me at TGOW Podcast Show. We have a Facebook group, and I'm getting more active in that, trying to get more active in that. Facebook is not something I stay on as much as others do, but we'll get better at it. It's always room to improve. Let me jack this out a little bit. Wow, that's a lot of feeder gain. Right there. Okay, cool. And we're going to get this party started. Boom. It is. It's a new day. Yes, it is. So, we get New Day out kicking off Tuesday with the New Day. And talk of Ziegler on Sunday. And of course, as soon as you start, not even a chance to even talk, we get it. Out he comes, Dolph Ziggler. Kofi, it will be me kicking your ass, beating your ass. Kofi, he's getting really good at this champion thing. He went from being the quiet one, where his boys had to speak up for him, and he just kind of stood there. And now he talks, man. You know, maybe you forget where this title came from, the Elimination Chamber, and I have you in a cage right where I want you. So he's getting good. He's getting a lot better at this. But we get this match. It's Ziegler versus Woods. I like Woods. I like Overwatch, and that's why I like Woods. Anyway, we get before that we get Owens and Zayn crossing over from Raw, the crossover, and everyone banned from ringside, and we keep it going. We end up with Dolph. Sorry, I got a little bit mixed up in my notes there. Dolph ends up tying X into the ropes and just beating him down. I think it's more of a message, if you will, to Kofi, trying to, threaten him or show him what he's going to do to him, that kind of deal. So we go from there into, well, Dolph ends up pinning him, and then we are backstage with Baron Corbin. Okay. So this one I think is going to end up being pretty good. Like, this guest referee thing, I think is going to be a last second person. I think maybe, possibly, quite possibly, even Lesnar. Yeah, we'll get into that more in a little bit, because you had Heyman come out saying, I was offered the position to do it, but I'm not going to do it. What if he does do it? Or what if it was Lesnar offered that position? See, this could be a pretty good deal. And we will go. He's backstage with the B team, and he's talking with the B team over, being the special guest referee and helping him out for the match. A little bit of technical, streamy stuff here. Okay. And boom. So, at that time, we flash to a moment of bliss with Nikki Cross. Where's my coffee? And then we have Bailey out, and she's the guest, so to speak. And she tells her, I have a problem with you talking all the smack behind everybody's back. And if you have a problem, let's settle it. And Cross, Alexa's not your friend. She's just using you. You've done it. She's done it to Jax. Everybody she's known. So, Alexa, you're just entitled. And then Alexa calls Bailey a placeholder for the title. She might be. So, of course, we get the fight breaking out. Nikki Cross sides with Alexa. And we get the beatdown on Bailey. And, of course, that's for our Stomping Grounds showdown preview, so to speak. So now we have B Team and Heavy Machinery. And we got Brian and Rowan and commentary. And because they're trying to make this tag team thing serious. It's been a joke for so long. And we just need to make it legit. It needs to be real. And, okay. So we end up getting the Heavy Machinery. Kind of comical watching that dude. Anyway, they hit the compactor and get the pin. So, yeah, all right, cool. And at that point, we get Rollins and the beat down on B Team. Boom. Just relentless. And still with a referee, just yelling at him, which I was good to see. We carried this over from Raw. And just Rollins and his chair friend are just killing it. And so we get Shane O'Mac outside with, he met by KO and Zayn, I should say. And they're talking about the steel chair, relentless beatdown. And Sammy's like, I'm a guest here on this, crossover. And I don't feel safe. And this is a bad work environment. And I don't think it's right. And you should do something about it, of course. And because they're bad people. Seth and Kofi, they're just bad people. And so he says, hey, why don't you and Kofi face Rollins? Or you and Sammy face Rollins and Kofi. Best 2 out of 3. So we did a 2 out of 3 on Monday. And then we 2 out of 3 on Tuesday. Okay. Let's do it. And so we cut to Aleister Black, who is once again saying nothing. He talks a lot of smack. He wants somebody to pick a fight. And he doesn't say a word. He just rambles. He is horrible. Why do they still let this dude cut promos? Anyway, we move on. Shane had some work to do. So he comes right away to the ring. And he's there with Elias. And we get almost immediately, not immediately, but almost, we have The Miz rolls right on out. And this shit was the funny part. So he shows the replay of the beatdown of Shane and Drew by Roman last night. Just showing it. And it was awesome. And then Shane is all like, hey, so you think you're funny? You're a funny guy? And Miz like, no. I mean, I'm funny, but I'm not as funny as this. And then he shows the same thing, the Shane running and ducking and hiding and cowering and all it in slow motion. Awesome. Yeah. That was great. So we get Shane saying, let's see what's happening In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're good. So he has R-Truth come out calling for R-Truth. So now we get a tag team elimination match. Drew, Elias, R-Truth, and Miz. So I don't know what the real point of that was. Just a filler, I guess. But anyway, we go backstage. We have the Iconics. And they run into Paige's team with the Saka and what's-her-face. How about challenging us for those belts? Oh, no, we're busy. We're busy. So anyway, Paige announces that they have a match next week in Tokyo. And that match will determine if they get a shot at the tag team titles. Cool. I think they'll win that and get a shot. Maybe get the titles. But it was great that Paige even mocked them. It would be iconic. So that was cool. So we go back to our match, our tag team. But, of course, Drew ends up hitting the Claymore because R-Truth is kind of out of him. I mean, I kind of didn't even – I couldn't even pay full attention to that one. It was so weak. But we get the Claymore and wins. And then where it's at. So they begin to just dismantle the Miz a little bit. You knew it was coming. And I was wondering where Reigns was at. In all seriousness, where's Reigns? Because he is a Raw superstar, technically. So where's he at? I don't understand why. Well, they didn't have him come out and save Miz and keep this thing going, but instead they beat him up a little bit, and then that's pretty much it, you know. So hold on, blah blah blah, and we have Carmella runs into Amber looking for truth, and then Amber runs into Sonya and Mandy as they're building this rivalry up, and so they talk smack to her. They're eating donuts, and she just smacks the donuts out of her hand, and that's it. So right now, for podcast people, we'll break for 1 second commercial break. All right, then we get our Firefly Funhouse. I love Firefly Funhouse. But it was, I'm not going to say a lot about that because it was a replay of the one from Monday, which is par for the course. That's what they do. The same promo 2 days. I imagine those promos take a little bit to cut, put together, clip, do all that. So you're not going to do 100 of them. Plus, they can't last but so long. But now we have our main event. Drumroll. And we have KO, Rollins, and Sami Zayn, and Kofi. So we have Heyman watching backstage, and they all want to say, will Lesnar cash in? I don't think it was about Lesnar cashing in. I honestly think it's going to be more about who's going to be the special guest referee. I think that's the play there. Is it going to be Heyman and then he won't call it and then Lesnar gets to come out? Or is it going to be Lesnar himself who gets to just dismantle Rollins with Corbin and then beat Corbin's ass and then take the title? I don't know how it's going to go, but they haven't put up a good fight. It wasn't like a great match. So that's why it was more of like, we're going to just have this to prelude, to preface, and go. But they get the first pin, and then in the second one, you have Rollins knockout KO, face stomp, cover, And it ends with Heyman watching. Wrong button. Heyman watching and just like. So that ends on that note. And that's it on that week of SmackDown. Kind of stretched. That's why I like. That's why I kind of like SmackDown. I like the format. So anyway, thank you guys for watching and listening and all of that good stuff. We will see you at Stomping Grounds.